Last October, I sat in a high-end corporate workshop in London. You know the setting: glass walls, the smell of expensive coffee, and the usual performative optimism of HR slides. But that day, the veneer cracked. There were no data points on the screen when we heard about Sarah. Sarah wasn't just an employee, she was the architectural spine of her firm. When the markets got volatile, she was the one who stabilized the ship. Then, the edges began to fray. Deadlines slipped. Her legendary wit turned into irritability. The water cooler whisper network diagnosed it as burnout. Her supervisor, a well-meaning man, didn't know what to say. So, he did what he thought was kind. He quietly stripped her of her high-stakes account. 6 months later, Sarah resigned. She didn't leave because she was incapable. She left because she was drowning in a biological tempest that her workplace refused to name. She was navigating the cognitive fog and grueling insomnia of menopause, the last great taboo of the modern office. Sarah's departure wasn't just a personal tragedy, it was a corporate catastrophe. And by 2030, 1 billion women worldwide will be at this same demographic cliff. For decades, we've treated menopause as a punchline about hot flashes to be managed in private. The data tells a different story. Dr. Stephanie Forbion of the Mayo Clinic points out that this silence costs the US economy $1.8 billion in lost productivity alone. Add in medical costs, and that number surges to $26.6 billion. Stanford economist Petra Persson calls it the menopause penalty. Women seeking care for severe symptoms earn 10% less 4 years later. We are watching a massive drain of institutional knowledge, exactly when these women should be stepping into their most influential leadership roles. This isn't just a health issue, it is an economic crisis. Look at the NHS, the UK's largest employer. Out of 1.3 million staff, over 1 million are women. 1/5 are in the menopause epicenter. The reality? 60% say symptoms disrupt their work. 1 in 10 walks away entirely. The tragedy is that this exodus is preventable. Memory lapses, fatigue, and anxiety are being misread by management as a lack of grit or commitment. In reality, it's a biological hurdle being run without any support on the track. As one male executive put it, empathy doesn't require us to experience the ordeal. It requires us to pay attention. If we continue to ignore this silent storm, we face 3 specific perils. 1. The leadership vacuum. 43% of female executives contemplate quitting. When they go, they take decades of mentorship and intuition with them. 2. The legal frontier. The tide is turning. Failing to provide reasonable accommodations, like temperature control or flexible hours, will soon land organizations on the wrong side of the ADA or international equity laws. 3. The cultural rot. When 80% of women feel this is too personal to discuss, it destroys psychological safety. You cannot have innovation in a culture of isolation. Now for the silver lining, the solutions are remarkably low cost. Companies like Nvidia are already leading the way. The roadmap is simple. Normalize the conversation through education. Shift the environment with flexible hours and cooling. Train managers to stop misdiagnosing symptoms as performance issues. This isn't charity, it's smart economics. Productivity for women with access to menopause benefits increases by an average of 58%. To the leaders listening, especially the men, menopause is not another person's narrative. It is woven into the communal fabric of our workforce. When we ignore it, we don't just lose employees, we lose our collective capacity for empathy. We fracture the organizations we spent decades building. The choice is no longer between privacy and professionalism. It is between silence and survival. The tales we choose to embrace today will define the ethos of the 21st century workplace. It is time to stop the exodus. It is time to weather the storm together. Thank you for listening.